Amazon Prime teased us again with another very short clip revealing our first look at Daniel Henney as Lan Mandragoran. Let's get right into it. Spoiler warning, this video will discuss minor details related to characters in the Wheel of Time books who are meant to be more mysterious at the start of the story. I'll be discussing some minor plot points as well, but nothing that should ruin your enjoyment of the TV show if you're new to the Wheel of Time. Still, if you wish to remain completely spoiler-free, this video may not be for you. Look for my upcoming WOT 101 video about Lan and Moiraine for more information. We've had what feels like a bit of a dry spell as far as teasers go lately. Then, Daniel Henney released this short clip on Instagram on Wednesday morning. As I write this, I've seen 11 other videos on my YouTube feed reacting to this clip and breaking it down. I've seen a lot of discussion and red arrows on Twitter and Discord as well. I'm not sure if I can go into any more detail than what has already been done, but I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't try. Let's unravel this thing. Here's how this video will be broken down. The Wheel of Time official Twitter account was recently changed from WOT on Prime to The Wheel of Time, which again indicates that Amazon is ramping up their marketing efforts. This is the second teaser to also be released on the official Amazon Prime Twitter account, and on influential cast members' Instagram accounts too. Daniel Henney is big on Instagram, especially in South Korea, with over 700,000 followers. That's huge for international audiences, and it's a good sign for the future of the TV show. Just wait until they get Alvaro Morte, who plays Logain. He has over 10 million Instagram followers. The Twitter video descriptions say the following. The video opens on darkness as we hear ominous sounds in the background. A man's voice says, "You think you know this world. You know nothing." He comes into focus, turning his face of stone towards something, a fire burning behind him. This is Daniel Henney as Lan Mandragoran, warder bonded to Moiraine de Modred. He turns around and strikes a creature that we can only see from the back with his sword, as the video smashes to black. I've loved all of the casting choices so far, but I personally had a bit of a hard time imagining Daniel Henney as Lan, until now. He nailed that face of stone. Daniel is Lan to me now. I know there's some controversy, as he himself said his name is pronounced Lon, but I'm going to be calling him Lan until the show comes out. Let's talk briefly about the dialogue. We know that the dialogue in the recent Moiraine teaser was not from the script, but was added specifically for the teaser. I thought the same thing might be true for this as well, but then our friends at WOTseries.com reminded me of this leaked audition tape that was found on Vimeo last October and has since been taken down. In the audition script, Nynaeve is talking with Lan. He says, "You think you know this world, but you know nothing, girl." This line might not end up in the show as it was part of an audition, so it could still be a line recorded specifically for the teaser, but it might be used within the context of a different scene as well. The line itself certainly indicates that Lan knows much more than the people of Emond's Field that he's having to babysit. Of course, some people pointed out the similarities between this and a popular line from Game of Thrones.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
It also quickly spawned this meme template. As for the rest of the audio, there's not much to say except it's very well done, and once again, it feels like a smaller part of a larger teaser. As a matter of fact, some other content creators have combined the scenes from some of the other teasers we've received into one slightly larger teaser. Check this one out from the Dusty Wheels editor reborn, Taylor.
You think you know this world? You know nothing.
And watch this from Gallifreyan Trailers.
You think you know this world? You know nothing.
Didn't those teasers just give you goosebumps? Imagine how we're gonna feel with a full trailer. Be sure to subscribe to the Dusty Wheel and Gallifreyan Trailers, links in the description. Okay, let's talk about the visuals. There have been many ideas thrown out about what this scene is, but I'm 99% sure that this is the same scene that we see of Moiraine and that it takes place during the Winter Night battle with the Trollocs. There's clearly something burning in the background, and there's ash or snow in the air, just like in the Moiraine clip. I think the burning object is probably a wagon, specifically Padam Fane's wagon. This is probably the Winespring Inn. People were quick to point out the bluish light coming from the left side of the screen on Lan's right. I agree with others that this is probably the same blue light that comes from Moiraine in her teaser when she's using the One Power. I love the idea of Lan being faced with enemies on his left, but his primary duty is to protect Moiraine, who is probably on his right, which is why he's facing her. He's not there to protect Emond's Field, only to protect his Aes Sedai. Of course he wouldn't leave her side during a fight like this. It reminds me of this awesome fan-made image. Or this one. Some people wonder if this means we'll see a glow around Moiraine during this scene, as she's channeling the One Power. Typically, only other female channelers can see the glow of the One Power around another female channeler, but the blue glow could just be the result of her channeling, and not necessarily the aura of a channeler. I think this is likely the first scene in the entire series where we'll see the One Power used, and so I think it's smart to make it visual to the audience. Notice Lan's positioning. His enemy is clearly to his left, our right, but he's facing his right, our left. To me, this looks like Lan is using the flame and the void to concentrate, what he would call Kodi, which means the oneness in the Old Tongue. He isn't making eye contact with his enemies, but appears to be sensing everything around him. Then we cut to a shot of Lan quickly raising his sword and slashing at something in the foreground. Some people have pointed out that this feels a bit like a jump cut. Perhaps there is another shot of a Trolloc or a Myrddraal or something else that comes between these two shots in the final cut of the scene. It's also possible that this is just a quick jump cut, which is sometimes used as an editing technique to make characters feel faster than what is natural. Jackie Chan often uses editing techniques like this to make his fighting seem faster than real life. I think it's safe to assume that the shadowy shape that Lan is slashing at is Shadowspawn, either a Trolloc, which is my guess because of the height, or possibly a Myrddraal. The official Twitter video description does call it a creature that we can only see from the back. On the Dusty Wheel livestream, they noticed what could be a slash of a black weapon or blade that can barely be seen in just a few frames. I can't tell if this is actually an object or if it's just video compression. What do you think it is? Okay, let's talk about Lan's costume and weapons. I'm not a costume expert, but a few others have pointed out that Lan's clothing appears to be inspired by ancient Korean warriors. The Wheel of Time Theory channel talks about this in more detail in his latest video. Check it out. Miss Sarah James pointed out to me on Twitter that he might have some sort of sack on his back. What do you think this is? To me, it looks like part of his costume, like a sash, but I'm not sure. Also, let's talk about something that's definitely missing from his costume, the color-shifting warder cloak. I agree with others that he probably wouldn't actually wear his cloak while fighting, and that it's just something he would use for stealth purposes. Do you think we'll see the warder cloak in the show? Of course, Lan is rocking the traditional Malkieri Hadori, and I like how they seem to have integrated it into a top knot to hold his hair back. I also noticed that Lan's sword sheath is on his back and not by his side. This is much more practical to me and does match the front cover of the Eye of the World. We also know that Lan was raised mostly by Shienarans, and they keep their swords on their backs. When I was watching on the Dusty Wheel, they paused on this frame, and I thought this was Lan's ring, which he later gives to Nynaeve. However, after watching the video frames, I realized this is only a reflection on Lan's knuckles. I can admit when I'm wrong. Somebody else pointed out that it almost looks like there could be something in Lan's right ear. I thought I saw that too, but this is likely just a reflection on his skin. What do you think it is? Finally, the power-wrought blade that Lan uses is typically meant to be a two-handed weapon, but we see him clearly holding a second weapon in his left hand. I'm guessing this is a smaller knife or dagger and not a full sword. What do you think it is? Whew, I think that's it. What did you notice that I missed? What do you think of this teaser? I, for one, am super pumped. Every time I have some small doubt about what they're doing with the show, they post something like this and completely restore all of my faith in their production team. I really think we're going to get a full trailer very soon. However, my guess is that we'll probably get some sort of Nynaeve teaser and possibly something with Rand as well before then. Special thanks to my amazing Patreon supporters. Please remember to like and subscribe, and check out my WOT 101 videos and other deep dives as well. Taishar Malkier.